episode 2 of the Bright Side LP. We are picking up right where we left off, which was this awkward encounter with Daniel and Luke at the gym. If you have not seen episode 1 or our intro episode, the links will be down in the description box. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And with that, let's get into the tea.
He's basically going to make some excuse to basically dip out on his gym excursion. And he's just going to head out. So he's actually going to blow off some steam and head to a place of comfort, which is his home. I mentioned before that his parents do live in Windenburg. They have a great, huge estate over here. Yep, the Lockwood Estate. So what areas? It's in Crumbling Isle. That's where their estate is. So we're going to swing by and see if, our parents are home, see if our mom cooked anything, and just kind of hang out for the afternoon until Kennedy is off of work, because Daniel just can't handle being in the house alone right now with so many thoughts, whirling through his head. And he's also trying to figure out how to bring this up with their third best friend, Derek, because he's wondering, one, does Derek feel the same, not excited about this marriage? And number two, is Derek going to feel some type of way that he asked Luke first and basically now needs to ask him? He doesn't want Derek to feel like, they aren't close, but at the same time, it's like he's known Luke longer, so they were like a little bit closer, so he thought. So anyway, welcome to the Lockwood Estate. As you can see, this is a beautiful home. This is where, Daniel grew up. Full basketball court, full pool, nice Range Rover parked out front, the family car. So yeah, let's check out what the inside of this house is hidden for, because I promise you I haven't seen it. I just placed this house and haven't looked at it. So, all right, it looks like some folks are home, and would you look at that? Our mom is right here. So let's chat it up with mom and let's enthuse about the wedding. And just ask her, hey mom, how's your day been? How's everything going? And she's like, oh, son, it's so good to see you. Raylan is so mom. He's all about her kids. And really, Lester has been really hard on her, which is why she's like almost overly involved in her kids' life. But Daniel doesn't feel it as much because he's not an only child. He has two other siblings, so they're all equally able to manage when mom starts to do a little much.
Baba. He's
talking to her about, the time at the gym. And he's like, Mom, I need to run something by you. I had the situation at the gym with my friend, and I asked him to be my maid of honor, and he just wasn't feeling it. And his mom, of course, replies back real snarky, like, well, I mean, I feel like they're trying to tell you something about her, Daniel, and that's where they got that, negative emotion, which is why Daniel has decided to literally just up and walk away from his mom. So we see his dad is home, and it's interesting because Daniel knows not to bring something like this up with his dad. His dad isn't going to say anything bad about Kennedy, but his dad is very much like, son, there's other things you need to think about, like making more money. There's other things you need to be thinking about. So let's just go and ask him about, any advice he has to offer around navigating this new career and his relationship, and just kind of see what he says.
Fumu.
I wonder if we can
Sibuna
ask him
Torble Farbe.
for some money.
Quapo.
Klashin.
New beam. Ifla.
Let's see if he'll give us a
Lampima.
donation. Yeah, we need to put the deposit down on this wedding venue, and it's like $5,000, and we just invested in the house. And his dad is like, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of money, But this is why you should have
Oh,
came into the
be
business
out.
career. Like, you're literally already
Sick of
struggling.
oof.
And he's like, Dad, you gonna Zell me $200 for real? Like, I just told you we need $5 grand for the deposit. And his dad is like, you're lucky I gave you that. Like, I told you what you needed to do, son. Like, you need to come on over and follow in the family business. And Daniel is immediately over all of this. And he's like, you know what? At this point, an empty house is better than the experiences I've had today. Like, everybody's on my case from literally every single angle. So Daniel's gonna go home, take a shower, and just cool off because what is happening? So Daniel is back home and he is about to take a shower, just kind of reflect on the day. And now he's basically trying to pick and choose what, if anything, he's going to share with Kennedy. Like, he knows that she's such a sweet girl and they've been together for so long. And up until this point, everyone's been very supportive of their relationship. But for some reason, now that they're engaged, everyone's acting weird. Like, what do they know that he doesn't know? Or is everybody just being a hater? You know, Daniel has felt like for a long time, especially with his parents, that everybody kind of feels like they know more. Like, everyone feels like they know what's best for him. You know, he is the baby of the family and he knows that that's part of the reason why. But he just kind of hoped now that he has his degrees, you know, he's his own man, he's out on his own, that, you know, they would have a little bit more respect for him. And he can't help but to be concerned about what's going on with Luke. So I don't know. Daniel is currently making some lunch. He wanted to make sure that there was some food ready when Kennedy gets home. It's her first day of work. He wants to be able to hear all about it. And he wants her to just feel, you know, really cared for when she gets back in. So he is just hooking up some faux BLTs. Kennedy should be home by 5. Yeah, she'll be home by 5. So we'll leave this out. Let's go ahead and make some coffee. See if there's anything else that we need to do. So yeah, we'll get some coffee and then maybe we can come over here and just watch the early evening news. What is it, the afternoon news? I don't know. I'm not a big news person, but Daniel is. He's all about the news. He's all about what's happening in Windenburg right now. Get a little bit of distraction. So Kennedy is home from work. So we're going to go ahead and grab some food and just get caught up with her and hear about her day. Look at her little work uniform. It is so stuffy. So let's talk. Let's see. For some reason it won't let me. There we go. So let's get caught up and see how Daniel's day went. So why are they standing up and eating? So Daniel's like, hey babe, how are you? How was your day? Tell me everything about your first day of work. And she was like, it was pretty good. You know, a lot of orientation, a lot of paperwork, but the office was a great vibe, great environment. Everything was really nice. I got to meet all of the partners and...
What's up, Dib? Bombatoy.
Camus band trip. Cheflet. Balafoy. Yeah? Blurna Peef and Skooma.
Action Saboon. Bratsanoka. Sawada Uloy.
It's like, thank you so much for making dinner for us. I really appreciate it. And he's like, well, you know, I know my BLTs have nothing on your cooking, but I didn't want you to have to lift a finger when you got in today. And she's like, that's so sweet. So she's asking him now to tell her about his day. And this is where he is picking his words very carefully. He's like, yeah, so you know that I went to the gym today. I got a great workout in. I did some rock climbing, met up with Luke at the gym. And she's like, oh, hey, like, how did that go? Did you ever ask him about, being your best man? And he's like, about that. And she's like, well, while you think about it, I need to go use the bathroom. So we're going to have her do that.
Chirip. Oh.
Okay, so they are just catching up on some TV.
Hey.
And so she's like, so talk to me about what happened with Luke. And he's like, yeah, I mean, I asked him to be my best man, and he just, he needed to think about it. And she's like, think about it? What do you mean, think about it? And he's just like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Luke is going through some things, so I don't know. She's like, She can tell that this is something that's bothering him, but she doesn't want to press the issue. So she's like, so what did you do after that? And he's like, oh yeah, I stopped by my parents' house and hung out with them for a little bit. And she's like, oh, how did that go? And he was like, it was good. I had a bit of a run-in with my dad, of course. And I was talking to him about the wedding upcoming costs. And can you believe he gave me $200? And Kennedy's like, well, why did you ask him for money in the first place? And he's like, babe, have you checked our bank accounts? Like, we don't even have $5,000 to our name. And she's like, yeah, but we're starting new jobs. You haven't even had your first day yet. We have the time to earn the money we need for the wedding. And he's like, yeah, but we both come from great families who'd be willing to help us. And she's like, oh, if that was the case, then why'd your dad only give you $200, right? And he's like, touche. And she's like, listen, I just do not feel comfortable asking our parents for money, especially your parents. And he's like, well, what do you mean by that? And she's like, well, you know how your mom is. I feel like if we ask them for money, that gives them like kind of a way into our lives in terms of kind of policing us and telling us what to do. And she's like, you've already complained about that with how they are with you and like not feeling like, you can make your own decisions. And Daniel, while he's a little frustrated about this, he knows that Kennedy is making a valid point, but he also feels like Kennedy can be too stern with stuff like this because, while Kennedy's parents are pretty well off, her parents when she was born, they weren't well off. She watched them have to, all live in a one-bedroom apartment and then, from there, build where's the bedroom at? Oh, it's over here. Have to build their life together and grow to where they are. She's seen her parents work really hard for what they have. So she kind of feels like she needs to work hard for what she has too. She doesn't feel comfortable asking them for their hard-earned coins. So she really wants to work for it. And like she does have a point. She knows just how much Daniel's mom is pressing for grandkids. And she's just not ready to face that reality right now. So she's kind of like, we need to do this ourselves. Even if that means we have to have a longer engagement, then that's basically what it means. So all in all, I mean, it was very much a Daniel understands type of discussion, but for him today, he just feels like I've just been getting beat up all day, Though I will say, Kennedy's delivery was much nicer than everybody else's. Everybody else was kind of harsh with them. At least Kennedy didn't make this about him. Everyone else, Luke, his mom, his dad, were kind of like doing these character attacks. And at least Kennedy was making her point very just like black and white. And she positioned it in a way that's also supportive of him. So I don't know, you guys. We'll see. We'll see what's going on and why everybody's so anti-Kennedy. 4 a.m. Miss Kennedy is up and awake. She has that excitement and jitters of, starting her career. So it is really early, and though she is hungry, and wants to have breakfast. She wants to get caught up on work because, she didn't anticipate coming home and having such an engaging discussion with Daniel last night. So she needs to do her daily task of filing some court documents. So let's see where is this at? Law career. File court documents. So we're going to have her go ahead and do that now. And then, oh, our food's spoiled. We're going to go ahead and throw that out. And then we're going to have her just get some leftovers. Our girl is hard at work with a lot on her mind right now, including popcorn. So looks like Daniel is ready to get up as well. It looks like today is the lottery here in the game. Alright, so let's have her get some leftovers. We'll have Daniel get his lottery ticket. That would be lovely if they could hit the lotto. That would solve so many of their problems. Alright, so Kennedy has finished up her work for the day. She is feeling really good. She is on track for a promotion. It'd be so nice if she could get a promotion today. That would very much be a light in their lives right now. We need to have her make some more breakfast at some point. Oh, I love that they both have the option to work from home. That's going to be so handy. And I do have a couple of office buildings I've placed in the game for co-working situations. So we can definitely have some fun with having them do some work together. Right. So let's have Daniel come and just chat it up with Kennedy before they both run out of the door. Let's have him just come and see how she's feeling this morning. Ask if she wants to do anything this weekend.
Fazub Unga?
Oh, Zagu Warba.
Even though they do need to curb their expenses.
Squarble Tarbahe Farbina.
Floopy.
Orbital.
Oh, and Fora.
Exna.
Fumu Kimba.
Obtes.
Mubna.
Look at Kennedy. She's like, I'm singing the song of my checkbook right now. He's like, don't worry, babe. These are going to be the stories we tell our kids. Our financial woes will not last much longer. And Kennedy's like, I know, you're right. You've worked so hard. Everything's going to be fine.
Sigluna Piyun. Shamagra. Siblur Faroda. Bruhana.
Alright, Ken, you gotta go to work too. His suit's so nice. And look at her little uniform. I know there's an option for me to change that in MC Command, so while they're at work, I wanted to show you guys a couple of little things that I've gone ahead and put in their calendar. So I always add custom events to my game. I haven't finished adding them because I remembered at the last minute that your holiday calendar doesn't move from save file to save file. So I have what I call my dream save file that has everything in it. So I'm still moving over my holidays. So a couple of things I've added. One, I've added a community day, which is a day for them to donate, volunteer, give speeches. This is very much in line with this family and their philanthropic interest. So we have this holiday. We have a college reunion event, which is basically them and their group of friends. So Kennedy's 2 friends, Daniel's 2 friends. They're all going to get together at the Stargazer Lounge tomorrow night, which is perfect because there is a talent show going on. And then we have Sunday dinner at our parents' house. So this coming Sunday, I think we're doing dinner at Kennedy's family's house. The following Sunday is going to be parents at Daniel's family's house. We're going to keep alternating. We may just do one with all of them like right after that. So we have that, and then we have, Thanksgiving, which is Harvest Fest. I renamed it Thanksgiving. And then we have Black Friday. I put Black Friday right after Thanksgiving. We have our Christmas Eve, which is where we're going to be doing our decorating, our cleaning, and our baking. Tax Day. We already have Valentine's, but I just updated the activities. Summer break. And was there one more? Oh yeah, that's the Winter Olympics. So we have some winter fun, polar plunge, skating, exercising, relaxing in the sauna. These are just a couple of things that I have on here. I still need to add the 4th of July, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Pride, and I think there's one more. Oh, Halloween. So those are a couple that I need to add to the calendar. But just wanted to show you guys some ways that I like to, make my game a little bit more. All right, so Daniel is home from work, and guess what? On his first day of work, Daniel has been promoted. He is now the campaign intern. He will make an additional $14 an hour for a grand total of $36 per hour. He has also received a $172 bonus and a debate politics interaction. He does have to work weekends now, which sucks. This impacts our family dinner schedule. We'll have to make it later in the day. But he got a promotion. He is one step closer to running from office. So Daniel's going to celebrate his promotion with a little bit of mac and cheese and call it a night. And Kennedy is back home as well, and she has just been promoted to file clerk. She will make an additional $4 an hour for a grand total of $25 an hour. She has received the following bonus: $150 and legal case files. So we're going to have Kennedy come in here, and of course, she is sharing the news with Daniel. He, of course, already texted her about his promotion, and she's like, I got promoted too. So they kind of already had like a virtual celebration. But Kennedy is actually going to head back out and kind of go hang out with one of her girlfriends. She had a little bit of a rough day at work, and she just needs to be, with her crew. So we're going to have her start the laundry, and hopefully Daniel finishes the laundry. And we're going to head over to San Myshuno to go visit our friend whose name escapes me, Jada. We're going to go hang out with Jada. And as a reminder, Jada's in the medical career. So we're going to go chat it up with Jada and just see how she's doing and have a little girl time, Sometimes you just need some girl time after a tough day. Knock on the door. Jada's already out in the hall taking her trash out. So let's talk with her a little bit. And let's just ask about her day. I think I picked ask about degree. Let's ask about her day. It's like, hey girl, so good to see you. Jada's like, yes, I'm so glad you finally came over to see me. What's going on? She's like, girl, I just need to come and blow off some steam and hang out with you a little bit. Jada's like, I love that. Jada's like, remember how we used to always go to the bar after our finals? Like, we need to bring that back after like hard days at work. She's like, Jada, you are not lying, girl. Like, we definitely need to hit up a bar. And Jada's like, well, I got a bar right here. Like, sis, say the word. So let's see if Jada accepts our request to be our sim of honor. She's like, since we're reflecting on old times, really wanted to ask you as like my bestest friend ever, would you be willing to be my sim of honor? She said yes. She's like, girl, of course. I would love to. She's like, I would love to. Oh, it's us being sick right now. All right, so Jada has some games in her house. We need to get our fun up before we start drinking. Um, let's come and play some darts with Jada. Jada has this whole game room in her crib that she swears at some point will be a kid's room, but she has no interest in having kids right now, just like her friend. Girl, who are you having a baby with? So Jada's like, so Kennedy, what's up, boo? Like, what's going on? Like, I feel like your stress is a little bit more than work. Like, what's up? And so she's like, girl, I just feel like there's something Daniel's not telling me. And she's like, what? Like, Daniel is head over heels in love with you. Like, what are you talking about? And she's like, yeah, so, I got home from work yesterday. He started his first day today. And, he was telling me how he met up with Luke at the gym and he asked him to be his, like, best man. And, like, Luke blew him off and kind of told him he needed to think about it. And she's like, what? Luke? First of all, Luke doesn't need to think about anything, which the joke is Luke is kind of like, he's the spacey one in the group. He's the go with the flow hippie type in the group, which, So she's like, that doesn't make any sense that he would need to think about it. Like, they've been friends, like, longer than you and Daniel have even known each other. He's like, yeah, and like he just wouldn't really give me any details about it. He was kind of closed off, and that's not like him. She's like, then, he went to his parents' house, and we, of course, didn't really tell you much about that. Jada's like, oh, girl, you already know I know. And she's like, but him and his dad got into an argument, and basically he asked his dad for money for the wedding, and his dad was really shady and gave him like a couple $100, not even a couple hundred. And Jada's like, what is wrong with that family? Like, I don't understand. Like how are you that shady with your own kids? And she's like, exactly. And plus, I just don't want Daniel asking his parents for money. Like, am I wrong for that? And Jada's like, girl, hell no. You know how his mom feels about you. You know his dad is crazy. Like, you all don't need to be mixed up with that, with owing these people money. And she's like, okay, so you get me. And Jada's like, girl, I get you. So what we're going to do is we're going to go on a reward store really quickly because we need the always welcome treat so that we can make some food over here. So let's come downstairs and let's go ahead and serve. Let's make something quick. Let's make a salad. Let's make some food for us. And probably some drinks too. It's us going into the bathroom to make the salad. Like, what is this? I'm gonna pretend like she's not literally eating food in the bathroom. But at this point, Jada's just reassuring her friend. She's like, look, if Daniel's not telling you something, it's because he wants to protect you. That is all. Like, he loves you from the bottom of his heart. Everything is going to be fine. Trust me. And right now, Kennedy is just feeling so loved and cared for by her friend. And it's crazy because Jada been a hot girl. Like, Jada is not the settled down with one guy type just yet. So, she's kind of surprised that Jada, and surprised in a good way that Jada's not just like, girl, leave him, like she used to be in college. So, she's just feeling really supported by her girlfriend right now.
So Kennedy's gonna go ahead and put this salad away for Jada to have some leftovers and clean up everything, and she's gonna head home. After talking with Jada, she feels so much better about everything, and she kind of feels like she's been overreacting. She feels like the stress of planning a wedding and trying to manage a budget again, they're having to spend $5,000 on just the venue. That it doesn't include the catering and the outfits and all of those things. She feels like that stress is really getting to her, which is why she's kind of obsessing over these minute things, which is what she's thinking. She doesn't think these situations with, like Luke and Daniel's parents, she doesn't think that they're that big of a deal after having this refreshing talk with Jada. So she's gonna head home to her loving fiance and kind of get back to business, which is focusing on her career. Like, she just finished law school last week, she just got engaged. Like, she really wants to focus on the things that matter, which right now, those things are her career and her relationship. So that is where we're going to end things. So if you have not already, please subscribe to this channel. Please make sure to like this video. If you, for some reason, watch this video without watching episode 1, I had to go back and do that. I would also go back and watch the intro video where I give you a more in-depth backstory on Kennedy and Daniel, so you can learn a little bit more about them. With that, I will talk to you guys in the next video. Have a great day.